Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we are live by the looks of things. If you are in here, like and share the energy. Don't. Okay. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Get in here. We got a special episode. Well, not special. This is just I decided to do it on Saturday. Usually I do these during the week, but today we're here. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know what it is. Like and share the energy if you care what we got going on over here. Let your people know that we are live, and I'm about to talk some shit and get in and rant a little bit. Yeah, everything is sounding good by the looks of things. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to anything, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Like it. Doesn't cost you nothing. Just like it, please. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want to do with that. But you know how this goes. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, everything is sounding good. Just messing around a little bit today. Okay, don't want to have that in my face, but maybe it'll work. Let's see. Yo. Alright, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it right there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to another episode of HT Speaking to Himself, part 11. It was that time, ladies and gentlemen. It was that time to kind of get into some subject lines, just throughout some things that have recently occurred and all that. You guys know what it is. I am HT or Jesus, depending how well you know me or how close you can get to me. And this is HT Speaking to Himself. And here we are, part 11. Just got some things on my mind. You know how this goes. I gotta get on here and rant a little bit, get some things off my chest, you know. But first and foremost, go subscribe to HTapproved. Go run up his original music. Where the fuck did the track go? Go run up all his original music. Go subscribe. Mile High Electro Show coming back tomorrow, 8:30 Mountain Time on the HTapproved YouTube channel. We will be back on there, so go check us out. The Mile High Electro Show is coming back. It is coming back, so go subscribe. Go show them some love. Go get some of that merch. I don't know. This camera's fucking with me right now, but I'm gonna try to ignore it so we can get into what we got to get into today. And hopefully everybody's having a happy Saturday, good weekend, enjoying yourselves. Even if you're out there working, shout out to y'all. Hopefully everybody stay safe tonight. Enjoy yourselves, whatever you're going to get into. And if you're not going to get into anything, make sure you have a good time at home. Today so far hasn't been that bad. Today's been all right. First, before we go any further, I do want to share with y'all my new favorite obsession. It's a Croc Mod T-Rex. Mod something. It's a Croc shoe though. I forgot the official name for it. But yeah, so comfy. I think they made it for the winter, but you know me. I don't give a fuck. Whatever the weather is, I'm gonna wear that shit. So this is my new favorite shoe right now. The Mod T-Rex. I think that's what it's called. Mad comfy. As far as I read, it was a Japanese exclusive first. It dropped March of this year. I can't recall the exact date. And then it looks like we just got them in the States, or I found them here in Colorado. And the funny thing is that the box says designed in Colorado, so I think they were designed in Colorado. Don't quote me on that. But that's my new favorite shoe right now. And it's kind of the reason why I even decided to put today's fit today, you know? It just got me inspired. The fit, I'm feeling good. We out here with the crazy fits for the fall. Oh yeah, that's my new campaign. I need my fall days back. Global warming. I don't know what's up with this hot ass weather when the trees and everything is dying off, but the sun ain't. Or not being placed away, not die, you know what I mean? But give me my fall days back, please. That's my favorite season because we can do shit like this. You know what I mean? Shout out to Who Decides War. Shout out to the designers and their brand. They're hella cool. But speaking of that, so right now, aside from the shoe giving me some inspiration, the Croc that I'm wearing right now, super comfy. Aside from that, another thing that's been giving me some inspiration and a good listen and just good conversation is the Ghetto Runway podcast. I think they just started not too long ago because they don't have that much episodes, but by the looks of things, is some guys that dress people in the industry, rap industry, in that world. One is a designer, the other one's a stylist, but both are stylists. But the Ghetto Runway, that's probably one of my favorite podcasts right now that I've been listening to a lot. That's giving me a lot of good energy, and just that energy just to want to put some shit on and put a fit together and like say who gives a fuck, you know what I mean? So the Ghetto Runway, that's what I'm listening to right now. If you fuck with fashion or you care what's actually going on in fashion and in a real opinion as far as their contribution to it, go fuck with the Ghetto Runway podcast. It's on YouTube, Ghetto Runway. That's exactly what it is. Shout out to them. Shout out to those gentlemen. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. That's another podcast that I'm regularly listening to a lot. And then Huberman and Lex. And I'm back on Rogan for sure. I'm listening to some Rogan. Rogan is just a good play in the background. Just good to have. You know what I mean? But as you can see in the title, what I want to get in today is first introspective senses. I know we kind of spoke about it kind of lightly, you know, on MTI's stream that we did last Thursday. But I wanted to touch a little bit on it from my perspective as far as, you know, being one of the runners and one of the ones that put the show together, and kind of the surprising things that I didn't expect that definitely happened for us. Because I'll be honest with y'all, when me and Katsila were putting the EDM show together that were introspective, and for the people out there out of the loop or don't even know what the fuck I'm doing here, Introspective was MTI's record first EDM show in the city, and this first time around we ended up doing it at the Aslan Theater. We actually we caused a little bit of history that day, right? Because the Aslan Theater, as far as the room that we use, the actual theater with the upstairs and the theater room and the stage, that hasn't been opened for a really long time. And luckily, the original owners of that family allow us to use it. Obviously, you know, they had a fee and we covered it, no problem, right? But by the looks of things, the Aslan Theater down on Santa Fe, the art district in Colorado, the family is going to lose it due to property taxes. Damn, my dyslexia is acting up. Tax property is too expensive, so by next year they will officially lose the building, and I'm sure some bank will own it. Hopefully they don't just make more apartments. Hopefully they either renovate it or just make a new theater, whatever. Hopefully, but we did introspective senses at the Aslan Theater, so it's a lot of Chicano history in that theater, and it's still kind of the original family that own it since, I think it's been around since the 1920s. And that's another surprise that I got, because I was working the door. I don't know if you guys caught my stream. I streamed a little bit from the door as I was checking in and selling tickets. That was kind of along with making sure I had security on top of shit. And shout out to security. But let me slow down. I don't want to, because I want to talk about a little bit of every aspect of it and kind of how I felt about it. And, shout out to Godzilla. We definitely put a great show. And we do plan to do more EDM shows with Introspective Senses. Introspective Senses will officially be owned under MTI. So for you fans out there, you want to use it, you got to come holler over here. You got to let us know what's up, what's the plan, what's the cut. But Introspective Senses is ours officially. I'm just waiting for the confirmation, but it's ours, and we plan to keep using it as an EDM event. But I'll be honest with y'all, and I even told Katsisila this. I wasn't expecting much, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm down for the cause, and we got to do what we got to do, and we're going to put the shit together and all that, and whatever needs to happen. But I was telling everybody, I'll be satisfied if at least 10 people showed up, at least. But to my surprise, a little bit more than 10 people showed up for sure. It was actually a full-blown event. We had full security detail. I think camera. Give me a minute, folks. Give me a minute. There we are. This damn DJI was keeping me on my toes. Shout out to DJI though. Great product. A little iffy on the streaming, but it's all good. Look like we're back. I got little on y'all. So we had full security. I think it was a really good idea on Cancela's part to kind of do it on October 4th, the first Friday of the month, because that whole art district, if you guys live in Colorado, in the city, you know that all the galleries get open the first of the month. They've been doing it for a long time, and it's just a good energy. Just go see some art, get some food, get some drinks. A lot of stuff going on Santa Fe, the art district. But we did it on October 4th, was the first of the month. And we actually, due to that, I think we actually got a lot of random foot traffic of people. Well, first, people thought it was free, of course, because it's first Friday. Everything's kind of free for the most part there. But even if they thought it was free and then didn't end up paying a ticket, they actually popped in their heads and they were kind of surprised that we actually had the theater open and we were actually throwing an event, and everybody was asking us, like, how did you guys make this happen? This and that. Are we going to have more? And, it was a good conversation starter, and it was a good way to get random traffic in there as far as Introspective Senses. And a lot of people actually popped in, and a lot of people on the random walk-in, they actually bought tickets and enjoyed themselves and actually got into the show, and they rocked out with our 5 DJs that we had. Shout out to our 5 DJs. One thing I know though, Godzilla definitely killed it. His set was crazy. You guys will see it on my vlog. There will be a Introspective Senses vlog as far as behind the scenes of that day, or that, well, not that day, but that before the show started. Just so you guys could see the actual inside of the theater. The theater it was so old. The patina was so beautiful, but it was definitely old. The stairs were a little dangerous. I did take a fall, y'all. I'm not gonna front. That shit was wild. So after the door kind of slowed down and me and security were on the same page, and like if they needed me, they were gonna call me. I had to go be the cameraman too, because that's also the other way I was working the show. And as I was getting some Katensila footage for the vlog and his stuff, the stairs are, so it's a building from the 1920s. It hasn't been really modernized in any way. Everything is still kind of the way the last time it was open, however long ago that was. So there's a lot of beautiful patina. It's an old theater vibes. It's old, but it's beautiful in the same sense if you appreciate that kind of thing. So as I was shooting Katsensila and I was getting the footage of the people, I was on stage behind him. I think either the security called me or somebody was signaling me that they needed me at the door. And, I was trying to run to the door, and down one of the side stairs of the stage, I skipped 2 steps, and my foot just folded into itself. I definitely saved the camera. I was hoping I was recording the fall, but this week that I've kind of looked through all the clips, I don't think I was recording when I fell. So that's bad. I would have put it out there. I don't have no problem laughing at myself. It happens. Luckily, I'm okay. Just woke up a little sore for 2 days, but we were straight. It was fine, luckily. But yeah, definitely took a fall. But it was all worth it. And so and as you guys know, I'm not EDM fan. It's not like I'm riding around in my car playing EDM, right? But the only way, I always like to say, especially as now that I'm older, 32, but even when I was younger, I always said that I wanted to kind of have my own events. I'm not the most social person, or I've never been the club person, or I've never been like to go out type vibes person. I kind of like privacy and, make my own party, you know what I mean, type of energy. But that was kind of that first example of MTI, Godzilla, HT throwing on our own event. And that's what I like. If I'm going to be out for the night, socially, whatever the case may be, I want to be throwing my own events. I want to be running the thing just how I was running it that Friday alongside Godzilla, but Godzilla was more on the DJ side and that stuff. But me and security, we were holding down, we were coordinating, and everything was smooth. For the first time, we had no issues. Of course, we had some drunk people, but that's normal. But nobody got loud, nobody got weird, nobody got disrespectful. Everybody was cool, and that was good. But that was kind of the materialized idea that I had a long time ago, as far as me wanting, if I'm going to be out socially, or I'm going to be out in the night and I'm going to be at an event, the event has to be ours, MTI's, ours, right? And I have to be running. I need purpose when I go out, because it's hard for me to, since I'm socially off in that manner, if I'm going to be out, I have to have a purpose. So as I said, when I had Luke and Julian on their show, hey, speaking of them, I haven't checked into myself, but if you guys follow them on social media, get on their bumper, let them know that we want another show, we want another episode, we want more episodes. Shout out to Julian and Luke. But anyways, as I said, when we had their first episode of the Head of the Dragon show with Luke and Julian, is that it's hard for me to have fun. It's hard for me to really get into things unless I'm either running the show or I'm the one, or we're the ones putting this thing together. And because I like to be productive, I'm one of those guys, when I have fun being productive. I know that sounds like I'm a workaholic, for sure. It does. I get it, and I guess I am to a certain extent. But I like having fun and at the same time being productive and doing something, and still having fun, having the MTI squad and them enjoying themselves and that stuff. But I can't have fun without being productive. It only works one way for my brain. So when I'm productive, I'm probably just when I'm gonna have the most fun, and I'm gonna really enjoy and engulf myself in the moment, or even be present in reality. You know what I mean? And that day, I finally was able to materialize that idea that I always been wanting. I always said I don't want to be out, and if I'm gonna be out, it's probably gonna be our event, my event, our show, my show, whatever the case may be, right? And that day was beautiful. It was busy, don't get me wrong. It was a long day. I think me and Cancela, we didn't leave the venue officially until 4 a.m, because we had to pack all the speakers and you guys will see all this on the vlog. I make sure I got clips of everything for y'all. But it was cool to be the one running the event. And don't get me wrong, the responsibility was heavy, when you invite random people to the establishment that you're using for it. You never know. People are funny, people get a little different when they are on drugs or drunk, but people enjoy themselves. And we didn't have no no issues. I mean, I kicked a couple people out because they didn't pay, and then they ended up paying, so they went back in. So we fixed it. Another thing that surprised me, it was kind of ironic as far as just the event and everything, and all us being Mexican or Latinos, whatever you want to say there. But our security was Latinos. It was a full Latino connection for sure. From MTI's perspectives of two Mexicans putting an EDM show together. I think the securities were Venezuelans or Colombians, one of the two. And a lot of the people that came were a bunch of Latinos. I was kind of surprised. It was a whole Latino connection that night. It was good energy. It was good, and it was good to kind of have that support within your people. Because I don't feel it a lot, me personally, aside from obviously my family and whatnot. But outside of that, I don't. So that was another thing that really surprised me, where this was Latino supported, security working the door. We even had some other Latino DJs playing, but not the only one. But it was cool to see the community come together in that way. It's the first time I seen that, me personally, or felt the support on that level, And yeah, so we finished at 2 a.m., lights on, kicked everybody out. Security had to go home, but me and Godzilla, we were in the back of the alley of the venue, as you guys will see in the vlog, putting them big old live performance speakers that you have to use to make sure you get good sounds. We didn't get to the house until 4 a.m. And then after we got to the house, we had to unload the speakers because we couldn't leave them in the open, obviously, so we had to go put them somewhere. Don't get me wrong, that shit sucks, but when you're throwing an event and you're trying to do these kind of things, that's just kind of the responsibility you have to take. There's just, you got to set up, and you'll be the last one leaving, and you'll be the one that ends up cleaning. That's just how things are. I've thrown events before, and I don't mind that. It sucks. Like I said, I was mad tired. It was a long ass day, but it was successful. But it's still a long day. But that was just kind of the part that the responsibility you take. So Introspective Senses, as far as I'm concerned, was a successful show. I think we surprised ourselves of our potential and what we can actually bring to the EDM community in the city, and how we can kind of uplift other local DJs trying to do their thing. Because aside from Katzinsila, all the other 4 DJs that played open and closed were all local DJs, right? And it was good to be able to give opportunity in that way, in that light, in our way, because I've been with Katzinsila to these other shows, to these open decks and these stuffs that he has to move around, just to get mixy. And don't get me wrong, they're cool, and we appreciate it. And Godzilla will continue to show up to your open decks and make the connections. But just how I am, it's better if we just kind of throw our own thing. We come with our own setup. Because a lot of the times you have to ask for favors, and I'm not that type of person. If I don't know you closely, I'm not going to ask for a favor. And then even then, I probably still won't. So it's always good to kind of come with your own and just kind of, do it on your own is a good way, because you can manage everything and how you want it to look and how you want it to work is always better. But as far as Introspective Senses, it was definitely a success. That name will continue to be used for our future EDM shows. And if y'all want to fuck with the name, y'all like the idea, tap in, let us know. It was good, man. We're here to add and build a community. But as far as that goes, you got to ask for permission, man. It was our idea, and we don't have no issue letting other people use it. We just, you got to come correct. Or we're going to come correct with the business side of things. And I hope I don't have to do that. And everybody it's a conversation. If it's right, it's right, and we'll let you use the name. Because I know Katzinsila has already been asked a couple of times. And there's nothing wrong with that. We appreciate that, even that level of support within that idea. But just, come correct, show respect, whatever has to be done, and we'll love it to pass it around, only if you come correct, though. That comes from me. and MTI, and I'm not playing. So, but yeah, so Introspective Senses will be the continuous name for our EDM shows. I know Catincila's already cooking up. We'll see what's the next venue we end up doing this again, because we already figured out the security detail part, and as long as the venue has their own bar, we're straight, and everything else we got it right. And we already figured out the sound system for now until we can get our own. So it's more to come. But shout out to everybody that show up. Appreciate the love, the support. Make sure you go tell Katsila how much you love the show, because without them, probably wouldn't be a show, to be honest with y'all. But we definitely pulled it off. It was nice. It was a lot of work though, but like I said, it was also a nice thing to be able to run it, manage it, make sure everything is good. Jesus. Hold on, what's going on with my sounds here? Whoa, let me... Whoa, that's crazy. I don't know what that was. So yeah, Introspective Senses, that's just kind of the little bit I wanted to kind of share. More to come with that name, so look out for us. And if you want to play our one of our shows, hit up Catincila, and we'll see what's up. Especially if you're local, you're really starting, and that's what we're doing it for. We just want to give some people a chance to touch a stage at least once. So moving on. Jesus. Oh, there it is. Jesus, man. This DJI is great when you're not using it for streaming. Everything else, videos, even recording a video, it's great. It doesn't bug out as much as you guys seen it bug out on me on stream, or even on Thursday. It bugged out us on Thursday for sure. But aside from that, I do recommend the DJI. Great camera. It's actually a good new company, and you rarely see a good new company come out and actually do what they do. But aside from the little glitches, as you guys seen, that I have on stream sometimes when I try to use this camera, it's pretty good. But honestly, as far as streaming, that's when you're gonna have the most technical issues, because you're literally live. It's just how this thing goes, especially when you're just kind of running it solo, when you don't have an engineer with you or whatever. But shout out to Introspective Senses. That will be MTI's official name for EDM shows, and hopefully, if everything goes well, aside for EDM shows, I plan to personally probably do some other type of shows, as far as the type of music I'm into, because it would be cool to have a blues show, a jazz show, you know what I mean? Or, get some new rappers to perform. You never know. But that's where my brain is really heading at as far as that. If this continues to be a thing with us, the possibilities are endless. So the next thing I want to kind of get into, and shout out to everybody who's in here and whoever will be in here. Make sure you like, share the energy. If you care what HT got going on, this is where you're going to find it, because I'm not on social media like this. This is the closest thing I get to social media, is YouTube. So fucks with me. But the second part of the titles y'all see is YouTube ? So I don't think I ever have spoken about why I decided to do this. Like I said, I don't really have any other social media, or I don't partake in anything else, to be honest with y'all. And the reason why I chose to be okay with YouTube, well, obviously, I watch YouTube. Y'all watch YouTube. I don't really watch regular TV at this point. It's been years now. I watch YouTube. My entertainment is on YouTube. That's where, on my leisure time, that's where I'm at. YouTube, because usually me personally on my channel, I don't know how you guys use your algorithms, but for me, I could pretty much find anything I want on YouTube. You know, maybe it's my VPN, I don't know, but I could pretty much find anything I want to watch, from documentaries to Bob's Burgers. So I'm just playing YouTube. Bob's Burgers is on Fox, but I can find anything that I want. I enjoy YouTube. To me, YouTube, if you're still kind of watching regular TV as far as cable, I don't know. That just, it seems outdated at this point. So one of the reasons why I started a YouTube first, because if I'm gonna do this internet shit in any way or form, I want to be fully capable of being creative on the streams, on our videos, on our vlogs. And I don't want to have a limit, because as I said before, the end goal with me as far as this whole thing is, I want to make movies. I will end up making movies. And since I do consume YouTube, that's what I consume for my entertainment, is where I get my information. The Ghetto Runways on YouTube, Earn Your Leisures on YouTube, Huberman, Lex, you know, the people that I like to support and watch. And it made sense for me, because, you know, if I support something, then I'm probably about it, and I don't have no problem doing it myself. And the second reason why I started YouTube, because at this point in time, YouTube, to be honest, YouTube is like equivalent to having an Instagram at this point. There's the casualness of it. There's no difference. Of course, YouTube is way more work. But, you know, if that's your thing, so, you know, and this has worked out. And I think if I didn't start on this mission, I wouldn't get certain opportunities that I've been getting, and beautiful things that I've been able to do. Whoa, buddy. It's crazy. Hopefully we don't get copyrights. I don't know, some of those tracks came by, but who cares? It's just a stream. We worry more about that on the videos. But I think if I didn't dare to, or I didn't take this leap to at least try this thing, whatever I am doing now, as of now, on YouTube, I wouldn't get a lot of opportunities. So, this past Sunday, I got a really beautiful opportunity, and I was able to be in a really incredible environment that a lot of the times I see other people in it, and of course I would love to be in it, but in reality I don't know if I would be able to be in it, you know, if that makes sense. And before I go into that side of things, I think this past Sunday was kind of a reminder that I'm on the correct path as far as me trying this whole YouTube thing, and even doing streams, and even here with y'all on this beautiful Saturday, right? It was kind of I'm on the right path, because if I wouldn't be trying to do this YouTube thing, I don't know if I would have got the opportunity, or I would have been able to show up in the manner that I did. So that, to me, this past Sunday was kind of, because, you know, if we're honest with each other, you know, there's obviously, I personally don't give a fuck. Like, I don't. I'm going to put out what I want to put out because I like it, and it looks how I like to look, and I'm going to talk my shit, and I'm going to get my people up here to talk. So I don't really care. But just in a real human manner, you know, you sometimes feel foolish, right? You sometimes, you know, feel crazy just within yourself, especially when you're trying something new, or trying something so common as is YouTube, and how, you know, because I'm here for creative purposes, to be honest with you. I'm not here, if all the other stuff falls in place, then great. But I'm here for creative purposes. That's all I'm here for. If something more comes out of it, I'll happily take it and use it to my advantage. But the goal is always going to be here for creative purposes and to end up making movies, right? So this past Sunday was a kind of, the universe was letting me know you're on the right path, man. You're not too crazy. You're not foolish for trying this thing, and I needed that because if you know me personally, I live in my head. This is why HT Speak to Himself even exists. Because I think so much. I overthink. I'm obsessive. I'm questioning every little move that I do. That's just how my brain is. I'm always worried. I'm always functioning at this very high. Man, YouTube? Anyways, but I'm very in my head about everything that I do, from the biggest things to the most smallest things, right? To personal things, That's why I have a whole show for myself where I just rant, obviously, right? But I don't feel foolish no more. I want to do this YouTube thing. I mean, and I always did. Of course, that's why I'm trying it, but I proven what I needed to prove myself as far as just kind of being on the right path for myself and not feeling foolish and not giving a fuck if what you think of as far as me on here on my videos and me bringing my people. We're going to do it, right? And yeah, and that's why I'm here on Saturdays. I'm here whenever I'm here. We're doing the Katansila thing. We worked up that channel. That channel's a success as far as I'm concerned. And, we did that together. So proof of concept is there, But yeah, I got, the universe gave me a little signal like, yeah, man. Because I wouldn't have had that beautiful experience if I wouldn't even be crazy enough to even try what I'm doing now, right? If I didn't present myself in the way I am. And I think it's a good balance because most people nowadays, their whole lives is on social media, Reels, stories, Facebook. Like if you want to find somebody and do something to them, you can find them. It doesn't take much. People are doing feds jobs at this point, right? And that's my thing. I have a belief. That's why I even struggle with, because as you guys can tell, I don't look at the camera when I'm speaking. I look down. I even struggle. I still to this day struggle with that, and I think I'm gonna keep struggling just in general. I don't even like to look people in the eyes because then I'm just like too much information, So I struggle with photos, and the main reason why obviously I was young because I was the generation before it went 100% internet, so I got to live without the internet for a little bit. And of course I was on MySpace, of course I was on Facebook early in my teenage and early adulthood. But the reason why a long time ago I decided not to be, because first, I know my brain. My brain's very sensitive in the way I think, in the way I observe everything. Some things I don't need to observe, and some things I just don't need to cross my radar or my visuals. So that was the one reason, and I'm a great believer in the soul. So to me, I still believe that personal life or privacy, that's real life. The moments you share with those people that you allow around you, that to me is still beautiful. That to me still does something for me, where I definitely use the internet, obviously, but I don't think it's healthy for humanity. But who am I? I'm no one. So I don't think it's healthy for me. So to me, when I don't partake in that, I'm protecting my soul and my peace and just my humanity in general. I don't think it's healthy to put every part of your life. I think you should still kind of guard it and have real moments within your people, your loved ones, and really be present. Share them. You don't have to have your phone out. You know what I mean? You don't have to take a video of this. Just enjoy those moments. Love Love still exists outside of existing on social media, to me anyways, right? But I'm nobody. But that's just how I've been able to balance my life since the internet era has taken over society and all that stuff, right? That was a crazy song. It looked like I was about to take over the world, man. But anyways, so since I don't partake in that side of things, and even with this YouTube, I'm still kind of really anal of what I see, of what I show, of what I speak on, because I still will always be a low-key CIA agent where I keep certain things to myself. I'm naturally programmed that way, just to speak like that anyways. But YouTube to me is a good balance where I can get enough creative shit, and it's long form. It's not just a quick thing where it's taking some work, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't found my sweet spot as far as my content, our content as MTI yet. Really, I'm trying different things, and I am consistent with the streams just because I do think stream is just kind of. It's just, you got to stream. Like, there's no other way around it. I'm sorry. You got to stream. Because of the era we're in and the environment that we're living through right now. But I haven't found my sweet spot as far as my videos and being more consistent with my videos. I've been dropping little vlogs. I'm going to drop 2 more vlogs and stuff. But I want to find my sweet spot of creativity, right? And I haven't found that, and that's kind of been frustrating, right? But I think in a good way. And I think, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the stream this Thursday with my squad. But after that stream, I was really uncomfortable. And I wasn't uncomfortable because it was a bad conversation. It was actually a great conversation. I think we did well that day. But I was uncomfortable because I am hard on myself. That's just a fact. I have to be. There's no other way for me to be, because, when you're young and nobody is, you kind of just have to be to check yourself and, and have these extremely high expectations for you to progress and whatnot. But yeah, I'm uncomfortable because I haven't found my sweet spot with the content yet. But I think I will. I just, I got to just keep being patient, because as I said, things are slowly falling into place. Things are happening. Things are moving for sure. But yeah, that's just kind of my little piece. I wanted to just, touch a little bit on YouTube, because I don't think I've spoken about openly even of why even I started this idea, besides like the whole MTI experiment. Go check out the MTI interview series. We only dropped 1 episode of me, but it's all right. Like I said, I'm trying to find that sweet spot. And when I say sweet spot, I'm speaking on the visuals. I'm speaking on how I want things to look, the continuity of every time I turn on this camera, just a little bit of how even we've developed this continuity in this one of our studios here, the main studio, one of our main rooms that we do the Mile High Lecture Show amongst the other streams. But just visually kind of develop that continuity of it all. Every time you click on a video, I want you to see something, and I want you to put me together as far as my aesthetic and as far as how creatively I see myself. Bring it back. But yeah, that's what I mean when I'm in discomfort. Don't get me wrong. I'm really happy how things have gone. I love when we can do things on stream, and they're incredible, and we'll keep doing that. That's not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep streaming. I actually enjoy streaming. Most people are scared to stream. Most people are scared to go live because they might say wrong, but I don't know. I'm an action guy, so let's get it. Like, I'm ready to go live. I actually enjoy streaming. I'm not gonna front, right? But I haven't found that comfort as far as the consistency in videos and how I want the continuity of those visuals to be. But we're working, and as hard as I am on myself and my high expectations of myself and what I do and put out, I also have to be patient, and it's gonna take some time, and it's okay. I have to take myself out of my head and shake myself, like, HT, Jesus, it's okay, va a estar bien, whatever, you know what I mean? But, so let's get back to this past Sunday. And as you guys can see, the next part of the title is SǎpSúa. SǎpSúa. Hopefully I'm saying it right. SǎpSúa is a restaurant owned by Nee and his wife, Annie, or Anna, one of the two. It's a local restaurant that is well known. I yet had to actually try the food. I am going to take the reservation on that, and we're going to definitely go eat and go experience that energy over there. But as far as I know, it's owned and ran by great people. I got to personally meet them, interact with them, and I was lucky enough to be allowed to record their conversations that they had as far as the importance of taking care of tradition and culture as far as in the Asian food community, and how to go about it the right way and how to respect it. And if you're not Asian, if you're going to choose to cook that food, just, the respect and the work you got to do to really be able to do it in the right way. And it was an incredible thing to be part of. First and foremost, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Those one as small and maybe insignificant that moment might have been. I never thought I would be able to be in those rooms with those kind of people. Because another twisted idea of me, this YouTube thing, is if I'm gonna and I'm naturally in this way, and you guys probably got a little bit of that on episode 11 and what happens when I stop caring episode that I did before this one. I always said, if I'm gonna do this YouTube thing, especially here, and I love this city, I love Colorado, right? I want to affect it. I want to add to it. I want to help. I don't want to just do it for me, because I'm obviously going to do that. You'll see that through my visuals and through how my style of how I want to show you things. But I want to affect. I want to help. I want to add to it in any way possible. And I don't know if I would call myself a foodie, but I love great food. I do. That's one of my quiet hobbies that I don't really speak about a lot. But to me, food is just another creative platform where the expression can be endless, and it's always enticed me, right? I haven't personally done it in a while. It's just been a while, but I do enjoy cooking. Like I do. I haven't done it in a really long time, but hopefully something, I can get back to doing, because I used to do it a lot when I was little. And before I go into that, I don't even know if we're gonna have enough time, because there's like a million things just rushing into my head right now of what I should speak of, where I want to take this. But wait, let me see how far are we in this? Was 52 minutes. Let me see where we actually are. All right, 52 minutes. I got some time. I should have some time. Yeah, 52 minutes. But so look, that room, that place, these beautiful people, talented people, accomplished people, and that conversation that I got to record for them, as far as educating other chefs and educating other people in that industry, made me think about a lot. Maybe start questioning things that I thought, for myself anyways, that I had figured out, as far as culture, as far as how I see what's my cultural identity. I questioned a lot of things that I've been sure for a little bit. After that day, I stopped being sure. I reopened the wound up, and let's see, what did I miss last time? And one of them, and the reason why I've always been into food, and I've always kind of, looked for it, and I've always been open to trying different things and having different taste profiles and just different cultural foods, because I love all food, you know what I mean? But it honestly came from, so one thing about me, I am Mexican. I was born in Mexico. I was brought here. I was 3. I've said it a million times. Blah blah blah. But the way I was raised, I wasn't raised with traditional Mexican food. It just didn't happen like that. It was a mixture of American food and Italian food and seafood. And that sounds crazy as it is, right? Because one thing, and trust me, my mom tried, but my mom's never been a mom that, I'll bet you, as far as your experience with your mom, I'm sure she was always cooking. She always had food in the house. My mom wasn't that type of lady, and she's still not really that type of lady. She's not a cooking type of woman. She never liked to be in the kitchen in that manner. Of course, she's gone better, and she can put a couple things together now, I'm sure, right? But I didn't grow up with my mom in the kitchen like that. I didn't. Even now, the conversations we had just in my inner family, to me personally, we don't have food culture in my family. Of course, we have Mexican food, I think my aunt just made tamales yesterday or whatever. We have these things, but even that, as much as they were around Christmas, and because of my aunt, I did grow up with that, of course. But even that played a small part. And I always like to say, because obviously I fast now as an adult, and I understand the healthiness of it. But I always used to say, like, I used to fast since I was little, because I didn't really eat when I was little like that. Of course I ate, but I didn't. Food, even if I was hungry, wasn't my goal. I just, and that's why even to now, if you ask me what I want to eat, I don't know, man. I hate thinking about what I want to eat. And that comes due to the fact because when I was younger and I would get home and there was nothing, I had to think about what I needed to eat or what I was going to make or what I was going to go buy, whatever the case may be, right? So because of that reason, now, and I've gotten better, of course, I don't like to think about what I'm going to eat because it kind of triggers that, because I had to think about it since day one, since I was little. I had to figure that out for my own. But I think due to that, that's how I opened the door to get into my obsession with food and being open to trying different foods. Because the beautiful thing about, aside from all the fucking chaos that I was raised in the apartments that I grew up, there was a lot of Bosnians and Russians, right? So every time they would celebrate, they would cook a goat. So I remember tasting goat super young as a child, and I remember just that being so delicious. My mom was a big seafood fan, so I've been eating sushi since I was really young. I knew what was sushi, I think, since I was 12. I knew that. And a quick story, and for you people that've known me for a while, or maybe you know me for a while but you don't know this. I had a nickname, one of my first nicknames in elementary school, that my good friend, well, I'm not friends with her anymore. I haven't spoken or seen her in a while, but Cecilia, I do remember her. She gave me the nickname Sushi. I think I used it all the way up to middle school, and then I did away with it. But I used to go by Sushi. That was kind of my name. I'm not going to give you the backstory of that. Maybe one day I'll share it, but right now we don't need to get into that and why my good homie Cecilia chose to call me that. But they used to call me Sushi, and that, I'm only giving you that background to have you understand when I say my interest in food and how early it has been and why, right? So due to the lack of that, of what you normally should have as a child, as far as, food cooked or being raised with your cultural traditional foods, since my mom raised me with Italian food and seafood, to be honest. And that's why a steak is not a big deal to me. Of course, I understand that the protein and the reason why we do eat meat, because that's how we got a bigger brain. Like, I understand all this stuff. And of course, I'll eat a steak, no problem, right? Medium rare. But to me, it's not a big deal as far as meat. People get hyped about steaks, and shout out to the steaks eaters, man. Get hyped. But me personally, I'm not a big steak eater. but I'm not a vegetarian either. But I rather eat seafood or lamb or any other kind of meat besides beef like that. Because for me personally, after a little bit, that shit starts tasting like rubber, man. And I've ate some solid steaks, don't get me wrong, but they still taste like rubber, you know? So I think in that day when I was at that conversations with those different chefs from the city, and I was listening to the conversations, and I was just, an audience member, I started thinking about my experience, and I think I've talked about most things about in my life, but I haven't talked about my relationship with food and why it's the way it is. And through that moment and through that environment, I think it gave me the thumbs up that it's time to talk about my relationship with food and how it's impacted me, and it still impacts me. So I wasn't raised with cultural, like Mexican food like that. I think I started eating like cultural, traditional Mexican food when I would go to my friend's house or my cousin's house, type vibes like that. But in my house, it was when me and my mom it was just us two in an apartment. It was Italian food and seafood. That's what we ate, because that's what she liked. That's what she learned how to cook around those times. Or I was eating some American food or whatever. But Italian and seafood, that's what I was raised on. That's why I like seafood to now. I prefer it. But due to that lack of not having that mom that was always in the kitchen, and me coming home after school, I had to cook for myself. That's why I learned how to make an egg super early on, because I had to. You don't have no option. I was hungry. What were we gonna do? And the only time that I did eat a lot of the traditional Mexican food is when my grandma was here from Mexico, and she was. That's the only times I kind of remember eating that, but she wasn't around that much. Damn, the AC finally working right. Okay. Shout out to the AC working in this room. But the lack of that made me get interested in food, made me look for it, made me kind of establish my own idea of what I want food to be for me. As everything else in my life that I was growing up, nothing was shown to me, I wasn't given a blueprint for anything. I had to kind of make my own in every way possible, and food was another of the things. And now that I think about it, as I was thinking about it at the SǎpSúa conversation with those chefs and how they were kind of speaking about their culture, it made me think that due to the lack of that, I was able to create my own version of how I wanted to understand food and what food meant for me, you know what I mean? And I'm deeply grateful for that, because don't get me wrong, Mexican food is delicious too. There's a lot of cool cuisine because Mexico's a huge country, and I love it too. Don't get me wrong, but it was cool that that wasn't pushed up on. It wasn't pushed to me, so I was open to a lot of these other things early on. Before I go any further, just to be correct, it was Italian food, seafood, and it was the dollar scoop, the Chinese fast food. I was raised on that. No, we gotta make sure we say that. The Chinese fast food, dollar scoop type vibes. Yes, I was raised on those three things. Like any other American, we love fast food Chinese food. Not actual Chinese food, fast food Chinese food. Like when you go inside and you pick your little dollar scoop, whatever, little egg rolls, and the family and the kids are eating some sort of soup or broth. That's Chinese fast food, not actual Chinese food. But until then, I didn't really, I thought about it, I knew why, but I didn't really care to talk about it. I think I was a little ashamed for a little bit. Because even now, Indian food, Middle Eastern food, Mediterranean, Vietnamese food, Asian food, I like every food, but those three foods, we'll say Asian food, Indian food, Middle Eastern food, Mediterranean food, one of the same. No disrespect. Those, for some reason, make me feel at home. those are like comfort foods for real. And I don't come from that culture. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not. I mean, you know, I don't know if I got any Middle Eastern in me, and I'm definitely not Indian, definitely not Asian. But those food are comfort for me. Those make me feel at home, to be honest with you. And as much as I do enjoy Mexican food doesn't do that for me. Doesn't make me feel at home. It just never has. It's delicious, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't give me that feeling that those 3 other foods give me. And because I don't want to go that long, I'm starting to think that I'm gonna have to come back and pick this up and just really focus on this SǎpSúa. I think once we figure out the video thing, but I think those conversations have to happen, and it's important for the right people to conduct them and curate them, as Nee and his wife Anna did, and it was a beautiful thing. It was beautiful. It was so inspirational. I never thought I would be in that position, but I was, and it was so fucking cool. I was giddy. It was just cool. I can't explain it. It's just, for me, it was one of those things that's small and maybe insignificant that it could be. It was one of those things that I never thought I would be able to be part of in that manner, and it was so fucking cool. It was so inspirational, and yeah, I think I'm gonna come back to this because I don't want to go that much longer. I kind of want to enjoy the rest of my night. I don't want to talk your guys' ear off, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am HT or Jesus, and I do appreciate you listening to me. If you find this as a video, as a stream, please share it, like it, show us some love. If you care what MT I got going on or HT got going on, this is the only place I'm at. So this is where you can find me if you fucks with me. But I'm gonna end it on that note, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'll definitely come back and go more in depth as the other things that it kind of has me questioning now, especially on my cultural identity. And oh my God, this camera, I love this camera, always giving me shit. All right, let's see if we can, oh, we're good. Sorry, I got small on you guys. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. I hope y'all have a good, safe weekend. Have fun out there, enjoy yourselves, but be safe, get home safe, all that good shit. Don't be impulsive about your shit. I appreciate you. Gratitude. Happy Saturday, everybody. Like and share the vibes. This has been HT speaking to himself, part 11. And I'll see you. Peace.